I'm dumbfounded. This is exactly how I am whenever someone is convincing me to vote for Tinubu. This is just how I am. Now, they were making series of announcements, but the one that caught my attention was when they were saying comedians coming up shouldn't do vulgar jokes. And then I buy to that rule. But then I want to understand, the ushers, are they not vulgar ushers? No, now, come on. And they are like six there drinking four cousin. No, I won't explain anything, right? I won't explain anything. And now they say a stitch in time saves nine. You don't reach comedians turn now, need to break. Bronson was actually talking about the difference between a house, a home, and a roof over your head and thereabouts. But then there's this aphorism I don't like. Please don't tell me that and that anywhere. Don't tell me sometimes home is in a person. That's a foolish thing to say. The only time home can be in a person is when you're squatting with someone and the person has refused to give you key. So except the person gets home, you can't get to the house. And now the bitter truth is, if you're not understanding what I'm saying, I don't want you to feel bad. This is how I think when I was writing the jokes. So you have to think to understand the humor therein. Either ways, we are on the same page. And now, one thing I like about couple that do things together is that it's very easy for them to discover their flaws, right? I do play PS with my ex until she started playing games with me. Now, I took my ex to the gym. That was how she walked out of the relationship. And seriously, I would have loved to tell jokes about unemployment, but sadly, they never work. I'm a boring comedian, right? To the dull people. Ladies and gentlemen, take it or not, there is something I love about President Muhammadu Buhari. Please put your hands together for him. And you're in the church, and you're actually pretending. You know, say no like, and why are you clapping? Me that asked you to clap for him, did they tell you I love him from my heart? It's just that you are in the church. But then, for the sake of my mother's voters accreditation system, I love Buhari. And then it has actually put too many politicians on their toe, and then we'll see the result come 2023. But then, if I'm asked to choose a leader whose brain I will use for a brain transplant, I will use Buhari's brain. Ask me why. I need a brain that has not been used before. It's very important. It's very important as a young man. No, honestly, it's very important as a young man. You try to see that you have money before you delve into a relationship or you plan on getting married. Are you aware that the bag of rice is cost 50,000 naira now? I actually wanted to get married via one motivation one pastor gave. Now that you're agile, now that you're still working, go and get married. Me where they work, nothing they come out. Go and get married. I nearly got married last week. They say I'm married, hungry for key person picking yesterday. Because since 2 days now, I never chop. Two jobless people cannot be in a working relationship. At the BT una, the problem is you una buy table. And since I started saying everything I'm saying, you never laugh. I never laugh. The thing know the funny to now. Even this way they take now, the thing know the sweet, it don't sour. The joke is not tasty, right? Don't worry, I'll come down to your level very soon. Very soon. I think as I insult people who buy table, they tell me don't leave me. When they go call police, now you go fair leave me. Oh. Ladies and gentlemen, it's very easy to understand the difference between a house. I know the live perform for Nigeria. It's very easy to understand the difference between a house, that is a compound, and a yard. Do you understand? Now, write it down. I'm talking to you now. You understand this one. If you've lived in a yard before, you understand that there's a very big difference. Like people like regular now, they live in a yard. So once it's like to 10 now, they will start going. Because once it gets to 10, they are now visitors in where they live. Because you now see in every yard, it is written, perhaps on the lintel or something, the passage, that's what they call it. They now write, no visitor is allowed into this compound after 10. That's when you're living in a... But when you're living in a compound, ladies and gentlemen, now you the tell gatesman when he go open gate for you, when he go close am. Now, if you discover in a yard too, they have an internal NEPA man, that is PhD. That person now they go remind people to pay bill. Now they see hide for night, go reconnect lights when NEPA don't disconnect her. You understand? But in compound, they pay on. And everybody, if you don't understand the joke, it's not my business. Because I did not even understand how I came here. The road is far. Discover that in every compound now, there's how they do this thing. I don't know how they do it, but it's just working for them. Everybody living in a compound is a bona fide citizen of Nigeria. But if you're living in a yard, automatically, you're incarcerated. Because even in correctional facilities, they don't just call it prison. They call it prison. Now, people living in a compound, I don't know why. They are always people that they know nutritional value, yeah? They eat food based on what it will give to them. But people living in compound, I don't understand. They know they drink custard. Well, they know they drink custard for yard. Well, if you go in a yard now and they have 17 rooms, you see like 37 custard rubber. What are they using it for? But then, I don't want to sound all shitty, you know. Listen, there is a level where comedy is going to now. Comedy is actually gravitating towards the level where if you don't come out with your thinking faculty, you go beat person who invite you come show. And then that's what I'm here to do. I want to get issue with Amani. Because as Amani, they come my show, come they do. So I want to do him. He's tit for tat. Nobody they crack. I know they crack any joke. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to say, in fact, now I'll be reading my jokes. Because I don't want to be spontaneous. I'll be reading my jokes. You see the way this country is now. Do you know the value of dollar now to a naira? And a dollar now to naira? It's around 800 and by next week it will be like 1-2. So they are not taking us serious anywhere. Do you understand? They are not taking us serious even in the stock exchange market. Nigeria is not a laughing stock. I will not explain anything that if my time don't finish. You see? You never finish. See, if you have chance, jackpot. Because even if you don't have money, you can survive in the abroad. They used to give grants, relationship grants. If Amani want to do show now, they will give him entertainment grants. If you are working, you've not paid your rent, they will give you accommodation grants. If you want to school, they will give you education. But in this country, the only thing they are doing for us is to take us for granted.